This video we're going to be working on the Asus Q302L laptop. I already took the motherboard out. We are changing the charging port on this. Customer said that he has to wiggle the charging cable in order for the laptop to charge. We did not have the charging ports in stock, so I went ahead and bought a batch of charging ports, and we're gonna be putting a new charging port on that board. Now the port itself has 6 pins on the side and 1 pin on the back here, so about 7 pins as far as I can tell. And in future videos we may do the following that we just got in as well. We got a PlayStation board that needs an HDMI port replacement. So far I haven't decided if I want to work on this board or not, because let me show you what's going on. Hello Ben, just a second. If you look at the HDMI port here, customer attempted to change the port by himself, and look what happened. He damaged every single trace on that board. And it's gonna take a lot of work to get this working again, and I do not know if I want to spend the time on it. We have a lot of things to get done, or if we do spend time on it, customer still has to pay even if this board does not work. So let's put it on the side for now. We have a data recovery drive that came in yesterday. I'll go over this in a future video. From what I have noticed is the USB controller chip is damaged. I looked at the pins here and I do not see any loose or any broken pins from the USB socket here, but I do see damage on that USB controller here. So we're gonna have to either order that very same chip and solder it on the board so we can do data recovery, or we may have to buy exactly the same drive and extract components of that drive. We also have an Apple iWatch that came in for screen replacement. We may do that on video. I do not have any iWatch videos on YouTube. We also have a Mercedes-Benz key that came in. Right here. So we will be working on that as well. And we also have a 2017 MacBook Pro 15-inch that came in for no power. We have a MacBook Air 13-inch that has a backlight issue. We have another MacBook also that came in 2 days ago, liquid damaged right here. So we're gonna be working on that. So there's a lot of things that we need to get done, and for now let's go ahead and start working on the Asus 302L laptop motherboard. We're gonna change the charging port on this, and let's do this as quick as possible so we can move on to doing something else. I'm going to start by applying low melt solder so we can lower the melting temperature of the unleaded solder that's on there now. It takes a lot more heat to melt unleaded solder compared to low melt solder. So by mixing both, we lower the melting temperature. And we can already tell that the charging port is moving. So all I have to do is grab it with a tweezer while pointing the soldering iron on one of the pins so we can keep the board hot. And we should be able to pull that charging port off the board. So let's do this. Just like that. I see a lot of people, they use their hot air station to remove the charging port on a laptop's motherboard. That's a very bad idea, because they bombard the board with a lot of heat to remove that port, and they end up damaging a lot of other things on the board, or possibly warping and bending the board from all the excess heat. We did not put any pressure on the board. We just removed the port nice and easy. And now we're gonna wick all that solder and make the board ready to accept a new charging port. Let's flip the board and do some more wicking from the back. And we should be all good. Now the stuff that you see inside the holes is just flux. Okay, so here we have our new connector, and we're gonna put the connector on there like this. I'm pressing the connector on the table, and we're gonna start to solder the pins, and we should be all good. So I'm gonna do one final touch up on the pins. Okay, job very well done. And this charging port should last the customer a very long time. What I want to do is I want to plug the charging cable in just to see if voltage is reaching. It should of course be reaching, but I just want to double check. So I have the cable plugged in, and we do see the blue light here. And if we test, and yes, it's working. $19 volts. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.